Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. Basi, ndugu zangu wana Jubilee, hamujambo tena? Asalamu alaikum. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Leo ni siku ya kihistoria na ni siku imebarikiwa, kwa sababu Matthew 5:9 tells us that blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. I say so because in 2012, when we began this journey, three things were very important to us. Number one, we wanted communities that had not worked together for a long time to work together. We wanted a peaceful election in 2013. And we trusted God that we were going to win that election. We had at the back of our minds then that we will have one political party. But let me say, leo tukiwa hapa, ya kwamba nimesema mkutano huu ni wa kihistoria na imebarikiwa kwa sababu yale mambo yanaendelea katika uwanja huu siku ya leo ni mambo ya kihistoria. Tumelete vyama tofauti, wananchi kutoka kila pembe ya Kenya kuwaunganisha ili tuwe na chama ambayo itakuwa na agenda ya kitaifa, ili wale watu wa Ejoka wajue wako nyumbani, watu wa Mulembe wajue tuko pamoja, watu wa Emuria Koleai wajue tuko pamoja, watu wa Mboyamore wajue tuko pamoja, watu wa Chamgei wajue tuko pamoja, watu wa Enda Soba wajue tuko pamoja, watu wa Moriega wajue tuko pamoja, watu wa Moriaro wajue tuko pamoja, watu wa Mogeni wajue tuko pamoja, watu wa Bultin Naga wajue tuko pamoja, watu wa Assalamu alaikum wajue tuko pamoja, na watu wa Similani wajue tuko pamoja, na wale wa Eiserian wajue tuko pamoja. That is the reason we are here today. Na jamii zote, na mimi nataka niwaambie ndugu zangu wa Kenya mlioketi hapa na wale wengine, nia yetu tukiongozwa na Rais Uhuru Kenyatta kama Jubilee, tukiangalia nyuma siasa ya zamani iliyoleta watu kutengana, ikapanda mbegu za chuki, ikaweka ugomvi baina ya Wakenya, ikaweka mgawanyiko baina ya jamii. Tukasema hiyo siasa lazima tubadilishe. Na ndio sababu leo katika ukumbi huu tumeweka Wakenya wa kutoka jamii zote pamoja, ili chama hii iwe ni chama ya mama mboga na manamba, iwe chama ya Hasla na yule mwenzake Safara, iwe chama ya watu wa matatu na iwe chama ya wavuvi na wafugaji, iwe chama ya wakulima pamoja na wafanyabiashara, chama ya Wakristo pamoja na ndugu zao Waislamu, na iwe chama ya watu wa bara na iwe chama pia ya watu wa pwani. Hiyo ndio msimamo wetu kama Jubilee, kwa sababu sisi tunaamini kama Jubilee ya kwamba hakuna jamii, hakuna dini, hakuna sehemu ya Kenya ambayo iko katika taifa letu kwa bahati mbaya ama kimakosa. Tunaamini sote tuko Kenya hii, kutoka jamii zote na dini zote pamoja na sehemu zote za taifa letu la Kenya. Tuko hapa kwa sababu ya mapenzi ya Mungu, na ni jukumu letu hasa kama viongozi kujenga daraja ya umoja, ushirikiano na umoja, undugu, umoja na ushirikiano, ili tuwe na taifa ambayo sote, na nasema sote, tutajivunia kuwa wananchi wa taifa moja, na tuwe watu ambao wameumbwa na Mungu mmoja, taifa letu la Kenya. Asanteni sana, asanteni sana. Mimi sasa kufikia hapo, mimi nataka niseme ya kwamba vile niliwaeleza pale mbeleni, leo tunaweka msingi mpya wa vile siasa ya Kenya kutoka leo kwenda mbele itaendeshwa. We are laying a firm new foundation for the politics and the leadership and the management of public affairs of our country going forward. Because for much of the multi-party era, our practice of politics has given democracy a very bad name. To many people, much of the time multi-party democracy is a Tower of Babel. Democracy is seen to be chaotic, noisy, unreliable, dangerous, and sometimes very divisive. Since 1992, lives have been lost and blood shed on account of political competition. The reason was that Kenyans had abandoned the democratic project, converted elections and parties into vehicles of ethnic animosity and competition. The distorted version of democracy that resulted was the complete opposite of what democracy actually promises all of us. After 2008, many political leaders reflected long and hard on how we can take Kenya's democracy back on track. The consensus required several things. First, we needed, as a matter of urgency, to move political thinking beyond tribe and region, and including religion, and ascend to patriotic, nationalist, inclusive ideology. Secondly, we urgently required strong, inclusive, nationwide political institutions with capacity to support effective government and foster national unity. Thirdly, we needed a political movement that embraces ideas, abhors violence, is committed to national socio-economic transformation, and is ready for the future. And I remember very well, one morning in 2012, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, one Uhuru Kenyatta. It was a candid, brother-to-brother, heart-to-heart conversation. And it was informed by the state of our country then. It was informed by the politics of the country then. And Uhuru Kenyatta and I had become victims of that political situation that prevailed that time. And we thought long and hard on how we are going to get Kenya moving again in the right direction. When we sat down with Uhuru Kenyatta, the odds were against us. The opinion polls said our competitors were way ahead. Civil society groups and every other organization supported the other side. We had communities that had been at war at each other for as long as multi-party democracy was part of our republic. And worse, we carried the Hague indictment on our shoulders, and the international community told our supporters, choices have consequences. You appreciate that that was so many odds against us. But we believed then, as we believe now, that our country is a great country, and Kenyans are an amazing lot of people because they can sort out their issues and they can chart a new course. The formation of TNA and URP were first steps in this momentous political journey. We knew that in time, these outfits would have to give way to an institution worthy of the people of Kenya. Like in all things, we had to begin somewhere. We had to begin with a few loyal, courageous, true believers. We had to begin even in the face of skepticism and resistance. We had to begin amid much ridicule and contempt. We had to begin even when aspersions were cast on our intentions. The time called for it. The nation yearned for it. So we began anyway. The movement grew in strength as our families enlarged. The ideas that inspired us in the beginning proved to be compelling magnets to millions of Kenyans. Our victory in 2013 was also a vote of confidence in the nationalist, patriotic, transformational, and inclusive project. We had then the authority of Kenyans to continue with the project and even to complete it. I want to testify, ladies and gentlemen, that this event today is a culmination of many years of a nationalist, social, transformative project for our country. I also want to say at this point in our history, we are very fortunate to have a leader who is fit for purpose, ready for the moment, and able to deliver. Our leader, our president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, has the experience, the ability, the vision, and temperament to bring the people of Kenya together and to guide them through this process. We have all seen him in action. We have heard him speak, and we know his heart. It is not an accident, ladies and gentlemen, that the Jubilee family has remained energized, united, and inspired. It is not by chance that this administration has achieved so much in a brief 3 years. The rate of delivery of this administration is unprecedented. I believe that it is only fair to mention some of the major achievements of President Kenyatta's leadership and stewardship of our country. And at the same time, I know that we won't have enough time today to enumerate all of them. It is enough to say that every part of Kenya has felt the impact of Jubilee's transformational agenda. And when I say every part of Kenya, I mean every part of Kenya. Let me enumerate a few of the things that have happened in a short 3 years. And I heard our friends, our competitors, I heard them the other day say they want us to work on our scorecard. And I thought, God is great, that even our friends, our competitors, have come round to believe that leadership of our country is not about stories. It is about the agenda that will change the lives of the people of Kenya. And I tell them, welcome, let us discuss the scorecard of Jubilee. First, because we believe in the future of our children, and because we believe the greatest resource we have as a people is the young men and women of the great Republic of Kenya, the Jubilee administration has increased capitation for all our primary and secondary schools by 35%. We have eliminated, as a government, in order to equalize the fortunes of all Kenyans and all Kenyan children, we have eliminated the payment of examination fees for all our children in primary and secondary schools. Leo tunaweza kusema kwa kujivunia ya kwamba mtoto wa maskini na tajiri watapata nafasi sawa kukamilisha elimu yao kwa kufanya mtihani bila ya kuitishwa pesa zozote za mitihani, kwa sababu serikali ya Kenya italipa pesa zote za mitihani kwa watoto wanaofanya mitihani katika shule ya serikali ama shule ya kibinafsi. I can also say here, in 2013, mwaka wa 2013, tulikuwa na mashule 8,000 peke yake. 35% of our secondary and primary schools were connected to electricity. I am a very proud Deputy President today to say, under the leadership of Uhuru Kenyatta, 97% of all our primary and secondary schools today are connected to electricity. A whopping 22,000 primary and secondary schools today are connected to electricity. Let me also speak to our competitors that because we have moved their country to a digital platform, all our children in Standard 1 by December this year will have their laptop gadgets by December this year. Speaking again from this podium, because we realize and we recognize as a government that the health of the people of Kenya is a priority and is a matter that consumes huge earnings and savings of many Kenyans. What have we done? Today, and facts, my friends, don't lie. Today, we have moved the number of people contributing to National Hospital Insurance Fund from 3.7 million contributors in 2013 to 6 million contributors today. We have expanded the benefits of National Hospital Insurance Fund, which in 2013 only included inpatient payments. Today, both inpatient and outpatient payments are covered by the National Hospital Insurance Fund. We have also expanded, as a matter of fact, because we realize that cancer kills so many Kenyans. We have expanded benefits that are covered by the National Hospital Insurance Fund to include treatment of cancer that has given so many families nightmares. In 2013, we decided as a government, under the leadership of Uhuru Kenyatta, that every mother, and this we did because we used to lose 100,000 babies at childbirth every year, and 6,000 mothers used to die at childbirth. We decided that every mother that is going to deliver, the government of Kenya, under the Jubilee administration, will pay for all payments associated with maternity fees. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the statistics today? In 2013, 600,000 women used to go to hospitals so that they can deliver. As I talk to you from this podium today, 1.2 million women, twice the number in 2013, every year attend to hospitals where we have clinical staff, where we have clean environment, where we have ready medicine, and as a result, we have reduced the number of women dying from 6,000 to 4,000. We are saving 2,000 women every year, and we are saving 30,000 young babies who would have died because they are now being born in clean, hygienic environments where we have good services of nurses and doctors. Let me also say the following. Statistics show that cancer and matters to do with kidney failure kill more people in Kenya today than malaria, tuberculosis, and AIDS combined. Realizing that state of affairs, we decided as a government 2 years ago that we are going to expand availability of modern health equipment from 4 hospitals that were currently present in Kenya to 92 hospitals, at least 2 hospitals in every county in the Great Republic of Kenya. What has happened today? We have spent 38 billion Kenya shillings to equip 2 hospitals in every county with equipment for diagnosis of cancer, for dialysis, and for radiology, so that we can better manage all patients related not only to cancer and kidney failure, but to all other diseases. Those modern equipment, and I was in Tana River with the President on Friday, and we were in Kwale on Saturday, and it is amazing what is going on around this great country. And let me say the following. Devolution, the single most important Kenyan project that was enshrined into our constitution, is transforming this country. Devolution is doing things that could not have been done even for the next 20, 30 years. And devolution is working because of the stewardship of the Jubilee administration. Every penny, every coin that is collected in Kenya is shared between the national government and the county government. And I want to congratulate those, our governors, our members of county assemblies, those who are doing a fine and good job in ensuring that those resources are spent as it should be and as required and as demanded by the people of Kenya. And we are very proud of our record of stewardship of devolution in Kenya, and we believe that in time this country will be a first world because of the efforts, of the combined efforts between those working in counties and those working at the national government. Let me also say here, the people who are not as advantaged as we are, the vulnerable, the orphans, our old men and women. In 2013, we had 220,000 people who used to benefit from cash transfer. The Jubilee administration has expanded from 220,000 to 720,000 this year. An additional 500,000 beneficiaries in 3 years. Let me go to energy, because we are discussing the Jubilee scorecard. And I told our friends on the other side, welcome, let us discuss. It's the only scorecard around anyway. Let us have a discussion about it. In 2013, we had 2.3 million people connected to electricity. As I talk to you today, and by the way, I keep track, myself and the President, we keep track of connections to electricity every day. And it is on my phone. Every day, they give us a record how many connections have been done. And that's why I brought my phone here. The connections today is, let me give you the number. Very good. Relax. Just hold on there. Good. There we go. Ati unasemaje wewe? There are so many people calling. Let's see. That is the number. 5 million. I told you in 2013, right? We had 2.3 million people connected to electricity. As I talk to you today, as of 18th of September 2016, 5,027,434 people were connected to electricity. In 3 years, in 3 short years, we have connected more people than were connected by all governments, including the colonial government. Let me also say the following. The cost of connections to electricity was at 70% when we took over. We lowered it to 35%. Now we have a last mile project that reduces that to 15,000 from 35,000. And we have even made it better, that for every person who has a transformer near them, we are going to connect everybody near a transformer, and we will give them 3 years to pay the 15,000. You have seen the President and I go around the country because Leadership is serious business, and we take it with the seriousness it deserves. Let me also tell you that the transformation that has become of our standard gauge railway, the first standard gauge railway that replaces the meter gauge railway that is 100 years plus. And I remember saying in this podium when we came here to discuss about the Jubilee manifesto before 2013, I told you that the railway we were using was not built in the last century. It was built in the century before last. That is the railway we were using. But I am very proud today to stand on this podium and tell you that on the 1st of June at 8 a.m., 2017, next year, can you mark the date? On the 1st of June, 2017, at 8 a.m., the standard gauge railway will carry the first passengers from Nairobi to Mombasa. Tunaelewana? Mumesikia hiyo story? Nimesema ile reli tunatumia kwa sasa haikujengwa century iliyopita. Ilijengwa century hiyo ingine kabla ya hiyo ilipita. Na nimewaeleza tarehe 1 mwezi wa 6 mwaka ujao saa 2 asubuhi gari ya kwanza itakayotumia reli ya standard gauge itatoka pale county bus ikielekea Mombasa. If you want a ride, you better book in advance. Nikiwa hapa, and I want to speak facts, and I want our competitors on the other side to look at the facts we are putting on the table, ili wasiwe wanaongea maneno ya bure. We committed to the country that infrastructure, the road network in our country, as much as the railway was important, so were the road network in our country. Today, as I talk to you from this podium, we have 6,000, from 2013 to date, we have 6,300 kilometers of road, either that has been completed, that is ongoing, or the ones that we have commenced. By next year, you will see the level of transformation in this country. On Friday, last week, we were in the coast with the President. We inspected a road from Garsen to Garissa that is almost 50% complete. We launched the road from Malindi to Salagate, 110 kilometers that will cost us about 4 billion. And we inspected a completed road from Mariakani to Mavueni, which is now complete. That is what I am saying when I say that either we have already done it, it is ongoing, or we have just commenced. The number of kilometers of tarmac that we have put in place in 3 years is more than the number of kilometers built by any administration before the Jubilee administration. That is a statement of fact. As I stand here, many people, we have had a debate in this country about land. And I remember very well in 2013, we said, our friends on the other side are stuck with the land question. Jubilee has the land answer. That was the debate that time. What have we done? From independence to 2013, 4.9 million titles have been issued from independence to 2013. From 2013, in 3 years, we have already completed 2.4 million titles, and before June next year, we will issue another 1.2 million titles. In total, we will issue 3.6 million titles before our term. Just juxtapose that with the number of titles that have been issued in 50 years. And then you tell me whether you have a working government or you don't. I am not yet through. I'm not halfway. Niendelee nisiendelee? Niwaambie nisiwaambie? Ati niwaambie nisiwaambie? We have expanded access to subsidized fertilizer, not just to maize farmers. We have expanded it to include sugarcane, to include tea, to include coffee, and we have enhanced the numbers that are available as we ensure that all our farmers across the country have access to government-subsidized fertilizer so that we can produce more. As I speak to you today, next month, we will be distributing the first batch of 10,000 milk coolers that will be distributed around the country to support our dairy sector. I am happy that many governors, many members of parliament have partnered with us on this project so that we can access or we can support our dairy subsector. What is happening in the business world? Listen to this. The World Bank is of doing business. World Bank is of doing business. Rated Kenya last year as the third most reformed economy in the world. It is not a story from a newspaper. It is not an analysis from some character. This is the World Bank is of doing business. Are we together? Listen to this. Fortune magazine rated Kenya among the top 7 investment destinations in emerging markets around the world. That's not enough. PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, a very renowned institution, rated Nairobi as the topmost investment destination in Africa. And as if that is not enough, Bloomberg, a renowned publishing firm, rated our economy as one of the fastest growing economies in sub-Saharan Africa. And to cap it all, as I speak to you today, last year, to show and demonstrate the confidence the world has in Kenya, Kenya benefited from foreign direct investments to the tune of $1.4 billion that came into this country as foreign direct investment. This is people who want to invest in our country, companies, institutions, private sector who want to invest in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, I could go on and on and on and on. But let me say the following while I seek to conclude. We have done major projects to provide Kenyan entrepreneurs, and especially the youth and women and persons with disability, to access affordable financing. The Wezo Fund, Youth Enterprise Fund, Women Enterprise Fund have all received immense support from the Jubilee government. We introduced access to government procurement opportunities to the youth, women and persons with disabilities, ring-fencing 30% of public sector contracts for this category. We have passed laws making bank loans affordable to ensure that Kenyans and the banking sector engage in a win-win footing. We have made government smart and digital. Issuance of IDs and passports is now faster. Many government transactions and services are now accessible online through our e-citizen platform. Huduma centers have made public services more accessible and expeditious. We have dispensed with many unnecessary licenses and procedures and waived fees and levies that were hindering public service access to government services. We are determined to infuse a system-wide spirit, service and efficiency in government institutions. In our security sector, I can confirm to you today that Kenyans are getting value for their money. We have invested heavily in modernizing security equipment and general welfare of all our servicemen and women in the security system. And when I say that, for the first time, we now have armored personnel carriers available to the police to contain the people who disturb us with theft or even cattle rustling. For the first time, we employ year on year 10,000 men and women to join our police force, because we believe that ultimately we must have enough men and women who must take care of our security so that we can guard our prosperity, our businesses, our children, our lives, and our property. And when I say that, we are also not just looking at the numbers of our policemen and women. Policemen will tell you today that for the first time, every policeman and security officer has an insurance scheme behind them. What was not available to them in the past, today, if a police officer is injured in the course of duty, there is an insurance cover paid by the government of Kenya to make sure that that police officer is compensated by a credible insurance firm. And if any officer dies in service, their families will be paid 8 years of salary of that officer because of the insurance scheme we have put in place. These are people who used to be paid 20 or 30,000 when they die. Today, they will go home with as much as 5 million because the Jubilee administration and the people of Kenya want to make sure our security men and women are looked after. Therefore, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, tumesikizana wenzangu watu wa taifa letu la Kenya na wana Jubilee. Tumekubaliana. Munasema hii kazi iendelee ama munataka tuende tucheze karata ya pata potea? Munasema kazi iendelee ama kazi imefanyika haijafanyika? Mimi nataka niwaambie hivi. Tukiwa hapa leo, nchi hii ni nia ya Uhuru Kenyatta na sisi wote tulio Jubilee kuhakikisha ya kwamba kazi ya serikali, kazi ya kuchunga maisha na kubadilisha maisha ya wananchi wa taifa letu la Kenya, sio kazi ya kufanyia mchezo, sio kazi ya kubahatisha. Na ndio nawaulizeni, na mimi nikisimama hapa kama naibu wa rais, nataka niwahakikishie wana Jubilee walio hapa, wengi wenu mmekuwa mkituuliza maswali. Kweli tuko katika chama cha Jubilee, tumekubali kufanya kazi kila Mkenya awe kati yetu. Lakini najua wengi wenu mlikuwa mko na wasiwasi ya mambo ya nomination. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie katika kikao hii ya kwanza ya Jubilee kwamba tumekwisha kubaliana ya kwamba mambo ya nominations mara nyingi inakuwa na matatizo kwa sababu vyama hawana uwezo, hawana logistical support, or they don't have the logistical capacity to make sure that they carry out credible, transparent nominations. I want to tell you that we have now enshrined in the law, because the Constitution, Section 88(4)(2), gives the responsibility to manage nominations in political parties to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. And therefore, I want to confirm to you, without fear of contradiction, that Jubilee believes in fairness. We believe that everybody must get justice, and therefore the government of Kenya will spend public resources to make sure that credible nominations are carried out in all political parties that are willing to participate using IEBC. Tunaelewana? Hii kazi mingi tunataka tumalize kwa nomination. Alafu tukutane na hawa wengine kule mbele, tuwanyoroshe, tuendelee, Kenya iendelee na kupata maendeleo. Tumekwisha kubaliana wana Jubilee. Mimi nataka nikamilishe kwa kusema kati yetu, in our midst, ladies and gentlemen, we have many friends who have come from far and wide. We have many friends who have come from far and wide. I want to recognize all of them. The people from Europe, the people from America, the people from China. I'm told they are here in our midst. Including the Chinese Communist Party is right here in our midst. Congratulations to them, and we are looking at working together with all political parties friendly to us so that we can forge relationships that are mutually beneficial for the people of Kenya and for our friends as well. Mimi nataka nimalizie hapo ndugu zangu na niwaulize kwa unyenyekevu. Kesho ndio kilele. Kesho sasa ndio mambo itakuwa mwanzo wa kupeleka Kenya in a new paradigm shift under a new foundation. Wote tutakwenda kule Kasarani ili tuweze kushuhudia na kusikiza mazungumzo hasa ya kiongozi wetu Rais Uhuru Kenyatta wakati tutazindua chama hii rasmi na kutembeza hii chama kwa wananchi wote wa Kenya. Hebu tusimame. Sasa tumemaliza. Mimi nataka niwaulize ndugu zangu wana Jubilee, tumekubaliana safari hii tutatembea pamoja ama mko na mpango ingine? Tunatembea pamoja? Eti tunatembea pamoja? Basi harambee! 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 Jubilee! 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 Wa Pwani, wa mkoa wa Kati, wa Magharibi, wa Kaskazini, Kaskazini Mashariki, Bonde la Ufa, wa Nyanza, wa Nairobi. Nimesahau wapi? Ni hawa, sio? Mimi nasikia wa Lamu. Na kabla hatujaondoka nataka mketi chini kidogo. Kuna wangwana hatukuwaonyesha hapa. Tuko na magovernors wetu. Na tuko na governors ambao hawakuchaguliwa katika Jubilee lakini wamehudhuria kikao hii. Tuko na governor wetu mheshimiwa, na muona hapa, Mheshimiwa Kachapin. Huyo ni gavana aliyechaguliwa kwa tikiti ya KANU, lakini sasa ni mwanachama wa dhati wa Jubilee. Tuko na mheshimiwa Ukuri Yatani ambaye yuko kati yetu, ambaye alichaguliwa kwa tikiti ya ODM. Yuko hapa kati yetu. Gavana wa kutoka kule Marsabit alikuwa hapa. Tutakuwa na hawa kesho. Tumesema tutawatambua rasmi kesho. Tuko na ndugu yetu Salim Mvurya ambaye alikuwa njiani kutoka kule Kwale, ambaye pia atakuwa na sisi hapo kesho. Tuko pia na Isa Timami, gavana wa Lamu, ambaye ingawaje alichaguliwa katika chama ya UDF, lakini sote tuko Jubilee. Hawa wote pamoja na ndugu zetu our governors wangwana. Nataka governors wetu wasimame tuwapigie makofi jamani. Bas. Wacha ni watambue. Tuko na Governor Kachapin wa West Pokot, mpigeni makofi. Tuko na Governor Moses Lenon Kulal, huyu mtu wetu hapo Kasaine wa kutoka Samburu, mpigeni makofi. Governor Cheboy wa Baringo, mpigeni makofi. Governor Roba wa kutoka kule Mandera, mpigeni makofi. Governor wetu bwana Wambora wa kutoka Embu, mpigeni makofi. Governor Mbugwa wa kutoka kule Nakuru, mpigeni makofi. Governor Mandago wa kutoka Uasin Gishu, mpigeni makofi. Governor Tolgos wa kutoka Keyo Marakwet. Governor Lagat wa kutoka Nandi. Deputy Governor wetu wa Murang'a, mpigeni makofi. Deputy Governor wetu Madam Arwasa wa Narok, mpigeni makofi. Deputy Governor wa Kiambu, mpigeni makofi. Deputy Governor wa Nakuru, mpigeni makofi. Governor wetu wa Iria, mtu wa maziwa wa kutoka Murang'a, mpigeni makofi. Governor wetu wa Narok Samuel Tunai, mpigeni makofi. Governor wetu wa Ithaka wa Nyandarua, mpigeni makofi. Deputy Governor wa Bomet, mpigeni makofi. Deputy Governor wa kutoka kule Bungoma, mpigeni makofi. Na Deputy Governor wa Lamu, mpigeni makofi. Na Deputy Governor wetu wa kutoka Nyeri, mpigeni makofi. Na Deputy Governor wa Nandi yuko pale. Deputy Governor wa kutoka Laikipia yuko pale. Deputy Governor wa Baringo yuko pale. Kweli na wajua kwa sura. Haya, na Deputy Governor wetu sorry, bwana Irungu wa kutoka Laikipia, mpigeni makofi. Deputy Governor Mbiti wa kutoka Embu, mpigeni makofi. Deputy Governor wa Kericho, mpigeni makofi. Governor Chepkwony wa Kericho, mpigeni makofi. Haya, na mwenyewe pale Governor Lusaka wa kutoka Bungoma. Hulialala, tuko pamoja. Nafikiri kufikia hapo tumekamilisha. Is there anybody else? Bas. Mimi nataka niseme asanteni sana ndugu zangu. Tumekamilisha mkutano wetu wa leo, na watakia baraka ya Mungu. Tutaonana kesho inshallah, Mungu akitujalia. Thank you very much and God bless you.